what a week it's been for Peloton. If the past couple of months weren't tough enough for the company, in the past few days we've seen, and deep breath, I'm going to list out a few things here. We've seen rumors of a takeover with Amazon, Nike, and Apple as well being mentioned by different publications as interested in taking over the company. We've seen the ousting of the CEO and co-founder John Foley, former CFO of Spotify and Netflix, coming in to replace him. We've also sadly seen the axing of 2,800 jobs in the company, with some journalists reporting that the employees actually found out they were fired when they no longer had access to the company's Slack account, which, if true, is pretty bad. Look, we've been talking about Peloton a lot on this podcast over the past few months. It's issues with sales, it's dropping demand, all of these things. But with these recent developments, it's kind of hard to know where to start. I suppose a lot of this recent pressure really began 2 weeks ago, though, when the activist investors Blackwell Capital started calling for Foley's head and pushing for this acquisition. Mike, can you give us a quick overview of where the company was at the start of this year and how this turbulence has kind of precipitated?
Yeah, I'm going to go back even further than that, because while the activist investors and kind of everything is coming to a head now, this has been coming to the fore for maybe since 2021. So kind of going to recount this quick and tell me to slow down if I need to. But Peloton was the worst performance stock in the NASDAQ in 2021. It dropped 76%. Throughout 2021, John Foley, the CEO, sold $96 million worth of shares, all while kind of making positive comments about the company as well. It was kind of sinking anyways in the early part of 2021, along with a lot of the stocks that were kind of nuts in 2020. So it's a good time to point out that from its IPO to the end of December 2020, Peloton was up more than sixfold. So a pullback was expected, but then it kind of all came to a fore there about, well, it was Peloton's Q1 of the fiscal year 2022, which would have been kind of Q3 2021 for everyone else. Revenue slowed down to a trickle. It posted a huge loss / revenue guidance, forecast another huge loss coming. Expenses were out of control and the stock absolutely cratered. I think it fell about 40% in one day or something. There's the Warren Buffett quote, only when the tide goes out do you see who's swimming naked. Well, this was low tide for Peloton.
A lot of people are naked.
Yeah. It would then go on 2 weeks later to conduct a secondary offering after saying it wouldn't raise any more capital. January this year, we saw cut production of new bikes over weak demand. It also cut its subscription guidance. And then finally, we find ourselves here. John Foley vacating his position as CEO after a stream of mismanagement and pressure from activist investors, kind of leaving a trail of destruction in his wake. And unfortunately, almost 3,000 people without a job. So that's a fair series of management missteps over the course of 14 months.